Hey Valley Middle, welcome back to another math video. Tonight we're going to explore the world of perimeter and area of rectangles. This is a review target, so it should be pretty straightforward and easy. But let's start off with our trivia question of the day. Do all the kings on a deck of cards have mustaches? We'll get that answer and much more after instruction. Tonight, our official target, 3.6a and b. I can find the perimeter and area of a rectangle. Let's do this thing. Here's my home in Burnsville. We'll start off with that, looking at that picture and a couple of real-world questions. First question, I want to put a fence around our yard, including a gate on the front of the driveway. How many feet of fencing will I need? Well, let's take an aerial look at the house from Google Earth and see what we need to do. Well, it's 92 feet across the front and 92 feet across the back and 108 feet on each of the sides. I have myself a perfect rectangle. So if I determine the perimeter, I can know exactly how much fencing I need. Well, 92 plus 108 feet, that would be 200 feet. And then there's another 92 and another 108, so I have 200 and 200 would be 400. I don't care how you add those up or in what order. I gave you a couple examples here. You're going to need 400 feet of fencing, or I will need 400 feet of fencing to put a fence around the perimeter of my yard. Those are linear feet, because they're like a line, like the dots and the arrows here. We're walking in a line, not square feet. That would be our next problem. The second problem, let's suppose I want to hide my home, my entire lot, from the Google Earth camera by putting it underneath this giant tent. Well, I'd erect some sort of a frame like this thing here, and then cover it with a giant tent or cover of some kind. Well, that would be square feet, because if you take a look at it, it would have to be 108 little square feet, or 108 feet going this way and 92 feet going this way. So I would have lots and lots of square feet. You don't add for area, you would multiply. I would take that 92 times 108, let me move this out of the way here, and multiply these two numbers together. If I do that, I would have 9,936 square feet of coverage. Okay? That's the two real-world examples today of perimeter and area. Must know words, perimeter, the distance around the outside of a shape. Area, the measure of a surface or piece of land. Remember how we covered the entire thing with square feet? All right, perimeter, I always tell kids, go pee-pee, and they laugh. Sorry. But hey, if you think of go pee-pee, perimeter, plus. It's stupid, but it helps me. I hope it'll help you. Area, think of covering it with a tent, like on my example, or wrapping paper. How much would you need? How many square feet, square inches, square meters, square centimeters, whatever the measure is, how many square units would you need to cover that? Totally. All right, let's take a look at some examples. The first one tonight, Fluffy's kennel. What is the perimeter of Fluffy's kennel? Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can find the area too. Let's see how you did. Well, if you go perimeter plus PP, you just add those numbers together. You got 6 feet here, 8 feet here, but don't stop. You've got 8 feet over here, 6 feet over here, and 8 feet on this side too. You have to double those measurements. Add them up, you'd have 28 feet. Hope you got that right. Let's take a look at the area. Just multiply them together. This time 6 times 8 for 48 square feet, or feet squared, however you'd like to do that. All right, let's take a look at another example. Try this one here. What is the perimeter of this rectangle? What is the area? Pause the video. I see dead people. All right, let's see how you did. Well, the perimeter plus, add those all together. 3 and 6 is 9. We've got another 9 between these two. I don't care what order, it's going to add up to be 18 feet. For the area, you just multiply the two sides together. You got 18 square feet. Wow, that's weird, it worked out. Sometimes it does, most of the time it will not. All right, one last activity. Pop-up person's garden. See if you can find the perimeter and area of Pop-up person's garden. Martin. He's such a sensitive guy in his gardening hat. All right, let's see how you did. Well, the perimeter would be 4 and 4, or 8 and 8, adding those all together. But look the way I did this. I took 4 plus 8, put it in parentheses, multiplied it by 2. Kind of clever. Sometimes I do that in my head. I just go 12 times 2, 24 feet. Don't try that at home. Just kidding. It's pretty simple. All right, and then the area, then you just multiply those two together for a total of 32 feet squared. This is a review target. Should be pretty straightforward and easy for you. Just a quick reminder video. Here you go with your ticket to the show. What is the perimeter and what is the area of this rectangle? 14 centimeters by 3 centimeters. Go ahead and solve that for tomorrow. And let's move on to our trivia question. Do all the kings on the deck of cards have mustaches? No, as a matter of fact, they don't. It's the Queen of Hearts that does not have a mustache. Most people know that the King of Hearts is sometimes called the Suicide King because it looks like he's stabbing himself in the head with his sword. However, many of them do not know that he does not have a mustache. It was some sort of a genetic thing. No, I'm just making that up. Have a good evening. Thanks for watching. Maybe he should join Hair Club for Men.